All right, guys. What I'm going to do in this video is go over Hackwich number 1 for your review. So, this is once again setting up your development workspace, which is what we did in class today, January 8th, 2018. I just want to remind you guys that you will need an Apple developer or an Apple ID. So, please go ahead and sign up for an Apple ID account. You need to create a GitHub account. And then after that, I'm going to go over how to create a new project in Xcode. And then we're going to learn Git source control with Xcode 9. And then we're also going to learn how to commit and push your changes to GitHub. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and create a new project. And just remember, guys, that it is a single view application. And I asked you guys to call it Hackwich 1. We're going to go ahead and hit next. And then we're going to make sure this box is checked here. Create a Git repository on my Mac. So we're going to go ahead and create it on the desktop. Right. So it went ahead and created the file, which is great. This is exactly where we want to be. What I went over in class today is connecting Xcode and GitHub via Xcode preferences. So what we want to do now is we want to go to Xcode. We want to go to preferences. And you guys will need to set up your accounts. So as you can see, mine is already set up here. I have my Apple ID. And then I also have my source control accounts. And that's all the pertinent information. So if you are following along for the first time and you didn't go through this process yet, go ahead and click on Add. You're going to be adding a GitHub account here. Continue. And then you have to use your account, your username, and your password for your GitHub account. So take a moment to do that right now. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel because my account is already set up. Okay. And then once you're done setting up your account, then we can close this out, and we actually don't need to open this up again unless we're adding another Apple ID or GitHub account. All right. So you went ahead and linked your Apple ID and your GitHub account. Now we are in the Project Navigator, right? And that's anytime you have any questions about where you are in Xcode, you're able to just hover over the icon and it'll tell you where you are. So we're in the Project Navigator right now, and that's displays all your files. What we want to do now is we want to go into the Source Control Navigator. So this is the Source Control Navigator. We're going to click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on this blue folder here. And we want to create Hackwich 1 remote on GitHub. So now this is going to create it's going to create a repository where this project is now going to be stored up in GitHub, github.com. So in your repository. So we're going to click create. So you can go ahead and add a description if you would like to. Notice that the remote name is origin. So origin refers to the origin in GitHub at github.com. And then you're going to go ahead and hit create. So notice that it's pushing this project up to the cloud now and creating a repository. Awesome. Now what we want to do is just to make sure everything's working well and your account, your Xcode is connected now to your GitHub account. Let's go ahead and connect to github.com. So I signed into my GitHub account, Marian at UHWO. And once you're in your GitHub account, you select this drop down menu right here, and you can see that I'm signed in as Marian at UHWO. And here I can view my profile. And the reason why we're in GitHub right now is we want to know if that repository was created from Xcode. So great, we're looking for Hackwich 1. Let's click on that. And that's my initial commit. So that was made 6 minutes ago. So it'll tell you actually when that commit was made. That's great. Now what we want to do is we want to go over a little bit in Xcode. We're going to do some things in Storyboard, and then we're going to make a commit and a push out to github.com again. So let's go back to Xcode. So we're here now. We want to go back to the project navigator. We want to go to main.storyboard. And storyboard is the visual representation of the user interface, showing screens of content and the connections between those screens. And if you want to read more, this is actually from the Apple's documentation. So feel free to just if you have questions, for example, if you want to learn more about Storyboard, you can go Apple documentation Storyboard. You can search for that and you can get more information. We're going to actually learn more about the Storyboard, so I wouldn't worry about it right now. We are now in the Storyboard, and how do we know that? If we look in the Project Navigator, it tells us that we are in main.storyboard. What we want to do right now is let's collapse this panel right here. We're going to do that by clicking on this little guy so we can hide the document outline. Now this is called the view controller, what we're looking at right now. And what we want to do is we're going to make a change, because when a change is made, we're allowed to commit and then push that change up into the cloud. So let's go ahead and do that now. And you can search here. I want you guys to grab a label. And we need to make sure we're in the object library. And once again, how do we do that? We can hover over any icon and it'll tell you where you are. But we want to be in the object library. We're in the right place right now. We're going to drop a label in. And let's just change the text to Hackwich 1. You can center that label if you want to. So we made a change. So now we want to commit and push that change up into the cloud. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go Source Control. We're going to go Commit. And notice that a little box here appears when a file has been changed. So we want to go ahead and click on that box because we want to commit that file change. So added label to VC. And VC here stands for view controller. So that's what I did. You want to actually be pretty descript in your commits. And we're going to go ahead and click push to remote. That's really important because the commit means we'll just commit it to our local repository, and it'll just sit there until we actually push it to the remote. And in this case, remember, the remote is the origin and we're on the master branch, right? So origin, and we're on the master branch. So we're going to commit one file and push. Now we want to actually see if this really worked. So let's go back to github.com, and I'm going to refresh here. And as you can see, 18 seconds ago, I made a commit and then I pushed that up to github.com. And you can see that it says added label to VC, or view controller. And that's really going to be your development workflow as we move forward in this class. It is imperative that you understand this process and are able to utilize this on our Monday in our Monday labs. Um, in the next video, I'm going to teach you how to clone projects and work on them from your home computer if you choose to do so. So let's just do a short review. So remember, we signed up for a GitHub account. Don't forget to email me your GitHub username. We created a new single view application in Xcode and we named it Hackwich 1. We connected Xcode and GitHub via Xcode preferences. We created a remote repository of Hackwich 1. I gave you guys a quick orientation of GitHub. We added something to the storyboard. To the view controller, we added a label. And then we made our first commit and push to GitHub. All right. So there is a handout too that you guys can reference as you move through this course. And there's a reference to the article, an article that goes over this process in depth if you're interested in reading more. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I look forward to reviewing all your work in GitHub. Aloha.